Welcome into the channel, Tennessee Podcast. It is March the 24th, 2025. The Sweet 16 is set. Tennessee plays Kentucky. Let's call it round 3. Tip-off is on Friday at 7:39. These odd tip-off times are, it's just odd timing. It's weird, but just say 7:40. 7:40 tip-off time on Friday. For round 3, Tennessee versus Kentucky. Can Kentucky beat Tennessee for a third straight time this season? We will find out. And Kentucky's Lamont Butler had a quote. We're battle tested, and we're going to win that game. That's what Kentucky's Lamont Butler said. We'll go over that too as well. I don't know about you, Austin, but I got a good feeling about this game. And
I feel great.
Yeah, and it's weird because I said this last week, I believe, to you. Do you remember me telling you if I'm a Kentucky fan and I got to play Tennessee that I would be kind of worried?
Yeah, I mean, you feel like you've kind of gotten a little lucky. I mean, not lucky. I wouldn't say because they've just beaten us. There's no luck about it. But you don't usually beat a team a third time. I know they like to throw some numbers out there that, it's actually not that bad. But in reality, if it's a good team, it's just very unlikely that you're going to beat them a third time. In fact, I think I saw a stat the other day that anytime Tennessee and Kentucky have played each other 3 times in a season, neither team won all 3, or neither team. So neither team won all 3, and I don't think Rick Barnes actually has ever had a season at Tennessee where he did not beat Kentucky. And honestly, okay, because they beat us twice, it's kind of, you got this little feeling of PTSD with it. I'm not gonna lie. It's there. It's there. And if you're a Tennessee fan and you're just saying, "Oh, I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared at all. Not even a bit worried," you're at least like a little bit lying, because there's no flipping way you watch them beat us twice and just like, no, not worried at all. Not even the slightest. But here's where I am at. If we are beating anyone in the Sweet 16, the best person it could be is Kentucky. I mean, if you beat Kentucky to reach the deepest in the tournament you've ever reached, that is the greatest win in Tennessee basketball history. I posted that the other day, and a lot of Kentucky fans were, jumping on us because that's kind of sad to admit, but it's the truth, and it's just kind of the state of things. So and you're playing an inexperienced coach with a beat up roster, and honestly, a team that probably is a little too confident. And if you're Tennessee, could you make a more game to motivate you? Like there's no way we walk into this game without feeling like it's the biggest game ever, like that you are going to play your ass off. Like there can't be more of a feeling than that. So I feel good. I feel good.
Well, a couple of players from previous team like Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams, they favorited that tweet when we said it's the biggest game. So I guess they're agreeing with this when we posted that tweet. I got a lot of interactions from a lot of people from every fan base, including ours. And a lot of people were like, this isn't even top 10. Yes, it is. Like, stop. Quit playing around. You could say whatever you want about Rick Barnes. I've been critical about Rick Barnes. Everyone on the planet has been critical about Rick Barnes. But it's what you said, Austin, and so many people said. It's correct. This is the best era of Tennessee basketball ever. Rick Barnes has built this up into a really great program, and he's going to leave it in a really great spot. And to say like, oh, this isn't even a top 10 basketball game in Tennessee history. Yes, it is. It's one of the most important, because you look at the bracket right now. Tennessee, if they take care of Kentucky on Friday at 7:39 p.m., they have either Purdue or Houston. And I think Tennessee could take them, Purdue or Houston. You asked me earlier in the day, Austin, who would you rather see? And I said Purdue. I've changed my mind. I'd rather see Houston, because I think Houston is going to get in foul trouble against Tennessee. I think Houston would get in major foul trouble against Tennessee because you think Tennessee plays aggressive defense. They play even a dirtier style of defense than we're not even dirty. We're just good at defense. They play a little dirtier, aggressive, handsy, touchy, bumping type of defense. So if Tennessee manages to get past Kentucky, I changed my mind on that one, Austin, because I thought Purdue, it's Purdue. I don't want to see Purdue. I'm so sick of Purdue. I think Houston would be a better matchup for Tennessee because of that chippiness and the fouls. Now, Tennessee does foul a lot too. But if Houston got Tennessee in foul trouble, I think that would be, I don't know, man. Tennessee could really work that in their favor, in my opinion.
It's weird. Houston under Kelvin Sampson and Tennessee under Rick Barnes. These brands have been almost synonymous the past 10 years, it feels like. I'm not too sure how long Kelvin's had them running. It feels like at least 6 or 7 years now. And they both have had this style of just all out defense. Offense can be a little here or there, but defense is absolutely playing your ass on fire. Defense has always been there. And it would be just unbelievable to see those two worlds collide in Lucas Oil Stadium for both a shot at the Final Four, because they've both been kind of synonymous with not achieving enough in the tournament, despite their what they came ranked into the tournament. And okay, I still think Purdue's a better matchup. I just think here's my number one thing. For Tennessee to play their best basketball, I really feel like it has to do with Chaz Lanier just being able to get shot after shot after shot. And I know he'll be able to do that more against Purdue than he would against Houston. Houston would do everything to slow him down. But I will say, the thing about Houston that intrigues me is that Houston is in Texas and the game is in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And they don't even have a big fan base. So that would be the most orange. It would be Lucas Oil Stadium would be about, I don't know, 80% orange, 85, 90% orange.
Yeah.
And if it's Purdue, it's 50-50 at best, probably, because Purdue is literally 40 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I want. I'm concerned about, because I would like to attend this game that we are assuming happens because we're going to be Kentucky, which is a little scary. But so that's where I'm at.
I just so we got to get past Kentucky, and you mentioned Chaz Lanier, and Kentucky's done a really good job of shutting him down the first 2 times we played them, him and Zakai both, and they got to come out with another game plan. I wouldn't say another game plan, but Berkeley's pops looking past Kentucky with a shrug face. We're not looking past Kentucky at all. We
were just talking hypothetically if we won. Okay.
We're literally about to talk about the game right now. So we're not looking past Kentucky. They've beaten us twice. And I just said, if they shut Chaz down again for a third time, it's going to be a problem. But I think that Tennessee is going to have another game plan saying, okay, this didn't work the first time or the second time. Let's try some more things differently on this go around. But it's so hard to shut a team down 3 times in a row, especially when a team like Tennessee that's a good basketball team, man. It's a good basketball team. And Kentucky's a good basketball team too. If you let Mark Pope beat you 3 times in a row, you better believe this fan base is going to freaking have a meltdown.
It's not even
to the ground.
You haven't listen. Google definition meltdown. That definition will be changed past Friday, because there will be no meltdown that matches the meltdown Wilderness experience. I mean, I can't even think about it. I'm not even telling you. I'm being legit. I can't even think about it.
UT Grizz sends a comment in. The answer is just being grown men and guarding your own guy. If I see them taking wide open threes by over helping again, it's wraps. And I agree. The amount of wide open threes Kentucky got every single time. And let me throw a little stat out there real quick for you, UT Grizz and Austin. 3-pointers in the first 2 games. Kentucky was 23 for 48, which is almost 50%, close to it. UT was 14 for 63. You cannot do that again. You cannot take that many threes. That is the reason why Tennessee lost those games, is because they jacked up so many threes, and that's not who they are. If you watch these past two tournament games, Tennessee has really kind of gone away from the threes. They've been using what UT Grizz just said, being a grown man. They've been using their big size, and they've been going a lot more inside, if you've noticed, in these last two games against Wofford and UCLA, especially UCLA. They used their manpower against them, UT Grizz, and they manned them up. So I agree a lot with UT Grizz. Is you got to be a grown man in this game, and Tennessee's got a lot of them, and you got to realize you're a grown man. And I think they're starting to figure that out as this tournament kind of goes along, of how aggressive they can actually be, especially Chad.
I kind of disagree. Just here, okay. I do not. The first matchup against Kentucky, we absolutely shot it way too much, way too many threes. It was, I think we set a record. I actually think we set a Tennessee record for threes attempted in a game. Second time around, I think we only shot, you said 63, so that would be what, like 17, 18 threes, which isn't a lot. That's honestly not a lot. Like we shot 22 against UCLA last night or the other night. So I think it's just I feel like the first time around we shot too many threes. Second time around we may have overcorrected a little bit and just tried nothing but going in the paint. I feel like you got to find some balance.
I think it's how we attempted them. It's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
it's like how we attempted them. It was unnecessary when we did it. It was like we didn't need to do that. And I'm all for going down the court. And I've said this time and time again, it drives me crazy when Tennessee has a fast break and they just stop and set up a play. That drives me absolutely crazy. But go ahead.
I will say though, if you notice against UCLA, we actually got a lot of fast break points because we had the that 3/4 press and got like 4 or 5 steals off it, and that was the difference. That's when the game turned for UCLA and for us. That was the absolute difference. So I really do feel like I think we're seeing a different gear from this team in March. I think
it's a different gear from Chaz. And Rhonda chimes in and says we got to watch the fouls. I don't mind them because we're playing aggressive, and we're gonna foul. That's just how we are, Rhonda. Like that's the team. Tennessee's gonna foul a lot. They're aggressive defense, but yes, I mean in a way you just can't have dumb fouls. You got to have fouls. Like if someone's got like getting a free wide open layup, yeah, foul. That's a good foul. There's good fouls and bad fouls, but I get what you're saying about the fouls, Rhonda.
I think I like all the fouls except for Igor's. Those are bad.
well,
Hezekiah has a few bad ones.
That and fouling the freaking 3-point shooter. Quit fouling the 3-point shooter for the love of everything.
Where can I bet on that? I'm serious. Where can I bet on that? I need to bet on that because Tennessee could be making somebody rich. I'm not kidding, because I'm pretty sure the over under on that is always like 0.25, and we do it every freaking game. I think we lead the nation in it. I think we've done it. I think over 26 times. We had one, or we almost had a win against UCLA, but his foot was on the line. Almost.
Yeah, almost. I know. I saw that too. I was like, oh, because we didn't have one. And then I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so close to being another 3-point foul for us. But yeah, the whole 3-point thing that we just mentioned, we got to get that under control. It's not how many attempts we had in the second game. It's the attempts that we took that didn't make much sense. If you go back and watch that game, and then the first game, it's just an insane amount.
You know what gets me excited though for this matchup? I just love how this team is behaving right now. If you watch them after the UCLA game, they didn't celebrate, they didn't high five, they didn't do any of that dumb shit. They just walked. They got on the handshake line and walked in the locker room just like it was a Tuesday night in Thompson Bowling Arena. It was not anything special because we know we have bigger fish to fry, and it's just like that quiet confidence, that knowing you're better than the opponent. It really, oh man, I really got a feeling this is the team that cuts him down. I mean, cuts him down in Indy. I think that's could really be it, man. Because this team just looks. I mean, I was. You just watch him, and it's like they're playing with their hair on fire.
I'm not
Like
gonna get
they're on
excited.
a mission.
I'm not gonna
I,
get
I
excited, but
can't get excited.
but I'm not gonna get excited at all.
I want to get that on a t-shirt. I want orange one. I'm not gonna get excited.
I'm not gonna get excited.
It's you and Indianapolis.
Yep.
Tennessee's up by 14 with like 3 minutes to go in
Maybe
the Elite Eight. In the Elite Eight, and they show you. I'm not gonna get excited.
maybe we can get Ball Shot to make that. They probably would never make that because it's not positive. But like, that would be a really funny shirt. I'm not gonna get excited with like a cup on it or something. But
yeah,
what you
I understand it, and I let myself get hurt really badly. I'm it's a mistake, but I'm never gonna learn.
But when you think about it, though, what you're talking about how they're playing differently, I don't know necessarily if the whole team is playing differently. I'm gonna tell you that I think Chaz is playing differently. I think Chaz is more aggressive going to the rim. I think Chaz, because you've seen Chaz stop. Okay, I'm not gonna say he's stopped shooting threes. He's cut back on those. He's taking more jumpers, which he seems to be automatic at. It seems like I think I saw this entire tournament. I mean, I know it's not right because I don't know the exact number, but I feel like I've only seen Chaz miss one jumper. And that was against UCLA about midway through the game. But when Chaz goes up for a jumper, like a 10 to 12, 15 footer, like he seems like he does not miss. And Chaz recently, have you noticed, Austin, how he drives to the rim more and he drives aggressively? He doesn't go up slowly and softly. Like he goes up aggressively. And I think it goes back to what Rick Barnes says about you need to be more aggressive. You need to play like you can play, dude. Like what did he say? Did Rick Barnes call him out?
Oh, he's called him out like 20 times, so it's hard to pinpoint it, but I do believe he sat him down and kind of got into his head. I did hear this. They've been actually resting more between weekends or between the games.
Good.
Like they've been really laying off him, and I think that is major for Chaz. Chaz looks like he has more bounce in his step, and man, he's already set the record for most 3-pointers made for a player in the postseason for the Vols, and he set the single season most 3-pointers made by anyone in a season at Tennessee. He's on a different level, man. And man,
speaking of that, you said rest. It's the same thing that Kim Caldwell said at the end of the season when Tennessee kind of went on that little slump. You remember she came out and she said, "We're just tired. We're tired." And then they got rest for like a week and a half, basically. And you've seen the way they've come out and played. Like no one expected them to go up to Ohio State and beat Ohio State. Not many people that I saw or heard of. But they went up there, and you thought for sure when the Lady Vols went down and Ohio State went on that 17-0 run that they were going to collapse. No, they kicked it up a gear because it seemed like they were rested. And what you just said about Tennessee basketball, the men's basketball, it's a known fact that Rick Barnes has run them into the ground so many times, and they just come out tired, exhausted. They don't have any legs underneath them because they're so tired. So if that is true, Austin, you say like they're resting them more and not like pressuring them and like pushing them so hard. That could be a big thing because a lot of times when you do that, one, it does wear you down, but two, it like mentally fatigues you and you feel like you're not having fun. And I feel like when you go on winning streaks, when you do a lot of winning, you're having fun doing it and you can't make it miserable. You can't make it tiring. You can't make it it's like having any job. When your boss or anyone just kind of like beats you down a little bit, it's like, oh my God, we're overworking here. Or if you go,
everyone's mentally drained.
Mentally drained, exactly. You're just like, I need a day off, and it's just like that kind of thing. So maybe you're right that they're getting a little rest because they do look more aggressive, look more rested the way they're moving around. They're attacking more, so maybe they have gotten a little rest. So that could be a really good thing. But let's let's look at the whole bracket here because Tennessee, of course, plays Kentucky Friday night. Let's go to Thursday, Austin. This tournament until this past weekend has been absolute doo doo.
It's, I mean, it's still fun because it's the NCAA tournament, but it's lacked. Like we did our bracket picks, and we had all these upsets, and
none of it happened.
None of it happened. It sucked because I'm on all these bracket polls, and they're being won by the people who picked chalk, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah. Now there's no madness. There was no madness. Yep, you're the winner because you were the safe motherfucker. But yeah, it's been a little disappointed. It's the weirdest thing, but our only Cinderella might be a team coached by John Calipari, if you want to call him that.
Which I called. I said it on this podcast. I was like, Arkansas is going to go on a run. I'm telling you right now. I said it. Arkansas is the team that I thought was going to go on that run that no one expected. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't even really call it like not expected. That's just, I think it was like 3 weeks back. I said, you picked your team. I can't remember who you said, but I said Arkansas, and Arkansas is in the Sweet 16. And you know what's driving Kentucky fans crazy is that he's in the Sweet 16. It's driving them up the wall because you see all these push from Kentucky fans that are like, well, John Calipari would have lost to Illinois. Who cares?
I've mostly been seeing guys who don't want to admit it bothers them, but it really does bother them. It does. It's one of those things where you'll never say it does. Like imagine Bruce. Just imagine it's Bruce, but he leaves us in a way that we kind of pushed him out, and he goes to Auburn, and he starts winning, and we're doing good with our new guy. We're here too, but there's a little bit like, well, why didn't you do this here? Why'd you freaking lose to Oakland? Why'd you lose to St. Peter's? Why'd you lose to them? You can't help but that get under your skin. Can you imagine though Kentucky wasn't even? What if they lost to like Troy? Could you imagine what they'd be feeling now? Oh my God.
Well, it just go back to the whole your boss is beating you down, draining you, get no rest. John Calipari, his time ran out in Kentucky. The fans are getting disgruntled. He wasn't winning national titles anymore. He won that one back in the day with Anthony Davis and all them. And you kind of lost the fire. You go somewhere else and you regain your energy because it's a fresh start. You regain it. You're like, all right, fresh start. Let's do this. Let's go. Didn't start off well for Arkansas. Every Kentucky fan was like, ha, ha, ha. Told you he sucked. But then he gets to the postseason. He makes the postseason. And he's in the same predicament as Kentucky is. But Arkansas's got Texas Tech and Kentucky's got Tennessee. Which one would you rather have?
I'd rather have Texas Tech.
Yes.
But it's wild. I mean, half of the SEC's in the second weekend. Isn't that freaking wild? Like, it used to be like us and like one other team, or not us and that one other team in the second weekend. Now we've made it three straight years in a row, which has never been done at Tennessee before. This is the first time ever. I know Rick Barnes, worst March coach in history of time, but he's actually done something in the postseason that no coach at the University of Tennessee has ever done. And you got everyone here: Arkansas, Florida, Auburn, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Kentucky. Damn, half the freaking conference is here too, and you just like, I kind of hate it. I don't like it. I don't want them here.
Yeah.
No, leave. This is our time. Like, no, screw you. Let us play freaking St. John's or something. I don't know. I don't.
My brother-in-law just texted me and said your nephew is currently critiquing your Kentucky takes. Both of my nieces and nephews, or nephew, how old is he? 6 years old? We got a 6-year-old, 5-year-old that is critiquing our podcast right now.
Is he a Kentucky fan?
I need to know what I need to know. Isn't Nathan? I need to know what he's saying. I need to know what he's saying. Get back to me. Text me. I need to know what he's saying. But go ahead, Austin. Go ahead.
Listen. It's just we can't lose to Kentucky.
No.
That's all I'm at right now. That's all I can think about. But
Al Davis, just win, baby.
just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Are you at all worried our players will play tight because of how big of a game it is?
No, because I think they're a seasoned team. They got seniors. Their leaders have been here before.
Mm-hmm.
The leaders now, if they're younger, yes, I would say this is going to really bug them. I don't think it's going to get Sakai. I don't think it's going to get Meshack at all. I don't think that those dudes are going to have a worry in the world. Still keeping my cup on. Still keeping it on. It's always on. But I don't have a worry about this. I wouldn't say worry. I feel calm about this game. It's like I'm calm. I'm not riled up and thinking like, oh God, here it comes again. I'm kind of calm. It's what you said earlier. There's just kind of a different swagger about them in this tournament. They do look different. And I think it's mainly because of Chaz. Like they can't just cover Chaz for the 3 now because Chaz is going to the rim aggressively. He's hitting his jumpers. Like I think Chaz is hungry. And you get Zakai and Meshack, who are probably really hungry because this is their last season at Tennessee. And they're going to play their butts off. I was going to say a curse word, but apparently my nephew's watching. Play their butts off. But I don't know. I'm just kind of calm about it. Like, do you have a calm feeling about this? I don't. I hear a lot of people freaking out, but not freaking out, but they have a really they're kind of ruffled a little bit, and I'm not there.
Well, it's just okay. Let's just throw a opponent in there. Let's say we're playing Illinois. We lose to Illinois. I'm mad. I'm really, really mad, and it sucks. And I'm gonna end it, and it sucks. But if at the end of the day I can get past it, if it's Kentucky and they're moving on for a shot at the Final Four, I'm gonna be less okay. I'm not gonna lie. Very much less okay. So it's just kind of like it's like you can't go into that game with just like free feelings. Like it's like it's just like if we were, I'm only worried about how we feel. I like if we lose to Kentucky and they're experiencing that joy, it makes you feel like you've been like surpassed.
Yeah.
Because I know Kentucky fans. I'm aware you have a better basketball program history than we do. I'm very much aware of that. We've never been a Final Four, yada yada yada. I know it. But last like 5-6 years, that's where I kind of put the recent history mark, kind of like the era we're living in right now is what has happened the past 5 or 6 years. That is kind of the era we're in right now. And in that era, we own your ass. Even though you've beaten us a good bit in that era, we've always had a better season than you have, postseason and regular season. We're the ones that are always playing the games when you're sitting at home in that recent history. And if we lose that game, that would not be the case anymore. So I'm just like, and I want to believe we are the superior program. And I do believe we are. This is a 1 year, still year one under Mark Pope. Nothing is concrete in stone of how great he will be there. Obviously, this is a great start for him. But yeah, you gotta win this game.
Yeah. I've got a comment back, and then I want a stat. I got a stat about what you just said, Austin, about the whole Kentucky Tennessee era. Okay, so my brother-in-law texts back and says he was talking about beating Kentucky twice, Kentucky beating us twice, and was ticked off about it, mad about it. Then he said he was going to punch me in the face because I didn't know he was 5. So I'm getting trash talked by my 5-year-old nephew live during this podcast.
Wow. But as someone who's wanted to punch you in the face quite a few times, I can relate.
You're not the only one. All right, but I do have a stat here. And this stat is
new ones are being invented daily.
Ben Larson on Twitter. NCAA wins this decade. You got to add one to Kentucky since they won last night. But NCAA tournament wins this decade. Arkansas, 10. Alabama, 10. Tennessee, 8. Texas, 5. Auburn, 4. Florida, 3. Texas A&M, 2. Kentucky, 3. Ole Miss 2, LSU 1, Oklahoma 1, Missouri 1, Georgia 0, Mississippi State 0, South Carolina 0, Vanderbilt 0. So Tennessee is in third place in the last decade with 8 tournament wins, and Kentucky has 3.
Yeah.
So in what you just said, we know that you have the better program. We know that you've been more victories in the past. Like
Yes.
if any fan base knows about people talking about the past, it's Tennessee Vols fans, because Tennessee fans love to talk about the past. But we're talking about right now, and statistically looking at this, Tennessee has 5 more tournament wins than you do in this decade. So yes, this program is better than yours this past decade. So what, commenting on what you just said, that is true.
Yeah.
It's what have you done for me lately type of vibe here.
And most of the SEC didn't have success in basketball back in the day either. I mean, Florida had their run in the 2000s, but outside of that, in Arkansas, 92. But outside of those little blips, most of us cared more about football. That was never Kentucky, because they knew that was a pipe dream, and they just put it all into basketball. And we were never going to compete with a program like that when we were trying to win at football. It was just not reasonable. It was not. I mean, we weren't bad at basketball. We had the Bernie and Ernie show. We had Lofton. We had a lot of good days. Jerry Green was bad, but had a couple of good years. Kevin O'Neill had some days, but we had our little time. But we were always going to have way less resources for basketball than Kentucky, because we were not willing to sacrifice football. If we gave up on football and put it all into basketball, yeah, we could have won some titles too. But we were not willing to do that, and that's why Kentucky's always been superior at basketball to the entire SEC. But in this recent era where everyone's kind of, tried to give funds to basketball, Kentucky's been level, actually no, below, the Auburns, the Tennessees, and the Alabamas of the conference. It's been a fun little reality we've been living in, because Kentucky fans are, I mean, this is all they care about. It is literally what they live and breathe every single day. They wake up and just think about hoops. It's just all they do. It's just if you live in the bluegrass state, all you do is think about basketball 24/7. We're not exactly like that, but we do love the sport, and we want to see Rick Barnes take Tennessee to their first ever Final Four. That is the main goal here, and it's very realistic. We are sitting here. We've made the second weekend, and I will just want to sit here and acknowledge, making the second weekend 3 years in a row, that is major. That is huge. That's never been done here. That's never been done here. To have 3 straight years of making the Sweet 16 or better, it's something something to make note of, because it's really not easy, and it's not normal for this program. And I think Rick Barnes deserves recognition for that. But it's time for us to go Final Four.
I've got 2 questions for you here. I got 2. One's from Rhonda, who's coming in hot tonight, from YouTube. You said, Rhonda's question is, who is the first number 1 seed to go down? That's gonna be the second question. But the first question I have for you right now is the second round Rick. Can you just throw that out of the window now? Because what you just said.
Yeah, second round Rick is done. That regular season Rick is done. He now wins a good bit in March. I mean, I know we haven't been in the Final Four, but we're never just going and just getting knocked down in the first punch anymore. We get to the second weekend, but I will agree with anyone who says it's time for us to go Final Four.
Yeah, I agree, because like you said, 3 Sweet 16s in a row. You can't say second round Rick anymore, and Elite 8.
And Elite 8.
You can't say it anymore. Back to Rhonda's question: who is the first 1 seed to go down? Who is the first 1 seed? The 1 seeds are Florida, Duke, Houston, Auburn. Who was the first number 1 seed? And I'll tell you their games this weekend. First number 1 seed to go down. Houston plays Purdue. Auburn plays Michigan. Duke plays Arizona. Florida plays Maryland. I already have mine. I'm looking at it right now because I got this team in my Elite Eight. Who's the first number 1 seed to go down? I wouldn't even say this weekend, but I think it's going to happen this weekend. Who's the first number 1 seed to go down?
I don't believe we will get all 1 seeds in the Final Four.
No,
that hasn't happened since 08, and I don't think it's happening now. Man, this is tough a little bit.
I've got mine. I think the matchup is a big time problem for this team.
You give me yours.
Okay. Michigan's going to beat Auburn. Michigan is a matchup nightmare for Auburn. I'm probably going to eat my words, but I've got Michigan in my Elite Eight in my bracket. Michigan's one of those teams that is pushy. They're dirty. They muck you up. They're big. They look big on TV. They look like a big team. I think a big team could be a matchup problem for Auburn because Auburn's used to getting rebounds and stuff, and rebounding is a lot of how you win a freaking game. It's not a lot. It's like the biggest thing of how you win a game. So mine is Michigan over Auburn. This weekend is the first number 1 seed to go down. But what is yours? Because Duke plays Arizona. I think Duke's going to take care of Arizona. Florida plays Maryland. Florida's going to beat Maryland. Houston, Purdue's kind of intriguing.
I'm actually going with Florida. I think it'll either be Maryland or Michigan State. You saw a little cracks in the foundation of Florida. I think they're running a little hot. They don't have the experience at this level. They've never been to this kind of game. Todd Golden's never coached this level. And, they really were in the muck for a long while against UConn. They eventually came out of it. But they're going to get past Maryland, the Crab Five. I feel like either of them or Michigan State could get them. State has a lot of experience. They go deep. They don't shoot a lot of threes, and that kind of throw a little wrinkle at Florida. I don't think, if you're telling me, do I think they'll get through those 2 games or not? I'm going with not. I think that they're going to have an off performance and lose in the Sweet 16 or Elite Eight. But actually, I mean, I could see Houston going down too. I think Tennessee goes to the Final Four. So
okay, I'm not going to disagree with you about Tennessee's Final Four. I think Chaz bringing that up again. Chaz's aggressiveness has completely changed. I think Chaz is. I think he's playing differently, more aggressively, more focused, and that takes a lot of pressure off Sakai when he's doing that, and it allows Sakai, like you saw in the UCLA game, Sakai just making clutch threes. It takes pressure off Sakai. It really does. But if we're going to go talking about number 1 seeds, let's talk about the whole Sweet 16. You down for that?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the whole Sweet 16. Let's go game by game. Let's start Thursday night. Let's start with the first game, which is, I really am excited about this game. BYU versus Alabama. That game right there.
That's the first to 100. Actually,
yes.
No, maybe first to 110.
This is going to be like Golden State versus the Boston Celtics. It's going to be so many jacked up threes, so many jacked up shots. Who do you have in that game, BYU or Alabama?
What do you think the average time possession be for that game? Like 0.5 seconds. But
how many dribbles before they shoot?
I want to say BYU. I want to. My heart does. My heart does. But
you're thinking the same.
And I got him in the Elite Eight. I had him beating St. Mary's because I really thought St. Mary's could do it, but Alabama just kept scoring. They got a good offense. I was just saying Alabama. I don't like it.
I've got Alabama too. Yeah. I've got Alabama too. As much as you hate it, you can't admit Alabama's good. You just can't do it.
you know, when you say
Very
something
good.
and it's just like, man, if I say BYU, it is just 100% because I hate Alabama.
Uh,
That's how I felt right there. I wanted to say BYU because it's perfectly reason it could happen. I mean, it could definitely happen. It's
well,
on the table.
this is on Thursday night, so if BYU does beat Alabama, Tennessee's got at least 24 hours to talk all the crap they want to Alabama, and you got that time period. You got the whole time period. You know it's coming if that happens.
I know
So,
this is kind of off what we're talking about, but
uh,
I threw a poll yesterday. Who do you hate more, Kentucky basketball or Alabama basketball? I obviously thought Kentucky basketball would win this poll, but the only reason I put this up, I think Bama basketball got like 12%, but I felt in my heart of hearts, I think I hate Alabama basketball more just because of the whole Brandon Miller situation
you
and
know
just I
why
I see their crowd and I just feel so much anger.
you hate them so much because they became good so quick. That's why you hate them.
Yeah,
They came really good real fast, and that's why you hate them.
and they got away with murder. So
Well, that too, and it angers you even more. But you get fatigued by the Alabama winning. It doesn't matter what sport. You just get fatigued by it because you had Tony Vitello getting and his Tennessee baseball team getting rocked in the first game and then coming back and rocking Alabama in the next two games and just showing how Tennessee is the best baseball team in the country.
mhm.
And it's so satisfying when you take care of Alabama. It's so satisfying. It's satisfying.
It just feels right. Like Bama football, I feel different about Bama football than I do Bama baseball and basketball. Like Bama football, I'm aware I'm playing,
Yes.
our biggest rival, and this is old time college football. This is how it should be. In other sports, I'm just like, you know what? This is our safe haven where we went to because you were kicking our ass so bad in football, and you're coming here and think you can win this shit too. Now, fuck you. I'm sorry, his nephew. Sorry, Rainey's nephew. Um, I messed up. Sorry.
He's probably not listening anymore. If he is, text me, Nathan. Earmuffs. Earmuffs. Put your earmuffs on, kid.
We're talking about Alabama football. What do you think I'm going to
Put
say?
your earmuffs up. All right. This podcast is known for rabbit trails. We just started talking about BYU and Alabama, and then went on a rant about Alabama.
I hate Alabama.
Okay, so we both got Alabama advancing. Let's go to the second game of the night, which starts 30 minutes later at 7:39. Alabama versus BYU. BYU tips off at 7:09. Maryland versus Florida at 7:39 p.m. 30 minutes later. So they kind of offset all these games. Austin, you already said Maryland is going to upset Florida. You still going with that?
Well, I thought you were saying, like in my head, I was like, this is how I took it.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland or Michigan State will get them. I that's where I was
Okay.
at.
Okay.
But there is a shot for Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
They could do it, man. They might. They really might. It's gonna go down to the last minute. I swear to you.
I think
I will take Florida in that game.
Florida's going to beat the brakes off them.
It's crap five.
Not impressed with Maryland.
They're going to win on a buzzer beater because that's all Maryland knows is losing on buzzer beaters,
after 40,
except for Colorado State when they took 14 steps. Literally though, they threw up a stat because Colorado State had 3 seconds to go to take the lead over Maryland, and it said Maryland's lost their last 5 games on buzzer beaters or on last second shots. Like they booked into those with a lot of wins, but it's wild that it's always a buzzer beater. But I could see it.
No, my nephew is still listening. So put your earmuffs on. Apparently, he's mad at me right now.
Bad person.
Apparently, he's mad at me, even though I'm taking Tennessee and all of these things. So check your fandom, kid. All right. Both got Florida. Both got Bama. Third game of the night, 9:39. 2 hours after Maryland and Florida tip off. Arizona and Duke. Let's just go ahead and send the Dukies. You already.
Yeah, I will say, kind of intrigues me to see Tobey Awaka if he gets a good whistle, how he could, throw some of those punches Duke's way. They didn't like it back in the NCAA tournament a couple years ago, and when we knocked them out.
Mhm.
But yeah, overall, Duke is the best team in the country. Yeah.
We both agree with Duke. I don't think Arizona can handle Duke. This next matchup, 10:09 p.m., hour after Arizona and Duke tip off. Arkansas, Texas Tech.
Mm.
Who you got?
Mm.
That's really good.
Mm. I
Did you
don't
just take a bite of a cookie?
Mm.
Oh,
Okay. Real talk. I don't know. That's a weird one. That is a weird one.
Arkansas.
I'm
I got
going
Arkansas.
Texas Tech. This kind of has to end at some point. Texas Tech, GT Toppin has been pretty on point lately. I just think, yeah, I'm going Texas Tech.
Nope,
They're
going
the-
Arkansas.
they're the
Going to
better team.
Arkansas because Tennessee's beat Kentucky, and they're going to be even more pissed when Arkansas beats Texas A&M, moves on to the Elite Eight, and Kentucky is sitting there, bluegrass butts at home. Was going to say a curse word, but my nephew is apparently ticked off at me right now for no reason, apparently. Going Arkansas to beat, not just beat, but upset Texas Tech to tick off Kentucky fans even more after Kentucky loses to Tennessee. That's my pick. Let's move on to Friday, March 28th. Sweet 16, number 6 Ole Miss versus number 2 Michigan State. Second. What am I trying to say? Second. Number 2 versus number 6. Just go ahead. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Who you
Michigan
got?
State.
Michigan State. That is.
Okay. Um, that's an intriguing matchup. I mean, Chris Beard looks like his team's on another level right now.
I was trying to say number 2 seed versus number 6 seed.
I said Michigan State or Maryland. One of them will take out Florida. It might be Ole Miss. I'm gonna go Ole Miss in that game, and I got Ole Miss taking out Florida.
What are you, just like a Ole Miss fan now?
No, Chris Beard
I got Ole Miss going all the way.
Chris Beard is going. I think last time he was in the tournament, he went to the Final Four. Actually, he went to the title game.
I'm going with Tom Izzo on this one. I'm going Michigan State. As we've seen in this tournament, there's been hardly any upset. So I'm going to stick with Tom Izzo, a good tournament coach who's won a national title. I'm going to go Michigan State beats Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean Izzo's great in March, but he hasn't been in the Final Four in a minute now.
Yeah, but neither is Ole Miss.
It's been like 8 years, or no, 10 years. What's the next matchup?
Yours truly, Tennessee versus Kentucky. We all know your homer pick.
We are 5.5 favorites, okay? And Vegas is begging people to take Kentucky. Tennessee's going to win this game because I have to live. But Tennessee has to win this game. Not gonna. Okay. That like we all talked about before. This is the third time around. Tennessee never loses, or both teams never win all 3 matchups. I really just feel like Sky is not going to let this be the end of his Tennessee career. Meshack neither. I think they're going to come in with a business like approach, not let emotions get the best of them, and just straight up own the Cats. I kind of want. We haven't blown out anyone really. We kind of like to milk the clock in the last 5 minutes, but man, I'd just love to make this as lopsided as it could be. I know that's a bit of what I'm building in my head, but I think we will beat this team. I think Kentucky's finally gonna have a little bit of a cold night from 3, and Tennessee walks away victorious by like a margin of what, like 78-62.
78-62. You know what? I've told you this since the start of this podcast. I have a calm feeling. I'm calm. Tennessee beats Kentucky at about the same score. We don't ever agree. on this kind of stuff. But I think Tennessee is going to take care of Kentucky in this game. And if I'm Kentucky fans, you know how you always, as a Tennessee fan, when you beat, it's happened to us so many times. When you beat someone in the regular season, you're like, we make fun of them, we talk trash. And then some way, somehow it circles back around. And you're like, yeah, this is not going to happen this time. That's where I think Kentucky fans are at, and they're kind of not admitting it. It's if this happened to Tennessee, I would have a kind of a sinking feeling in my stomach, like, yeah, we're gonna get knocked out. It's just one of those things. It's just when it matters. Is if I'm Kentucky, I feel kind of sick a little bit. I think that when it matters, Tennessee is going to do it. I do. This team is they're playing different, man. They're playing different. I'm not trying to pump some sunshine here, but they're playing tough. They're playing tough.
I just feel like if I'm a Kentucky fan, I do have this like, oh, we're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat them. We beat them before. We'll beat them again. But also, I have that feeling in my gut where it'd be like, well, we're a little beat up. We're kind of playing with house money right now. We've gone a little farther than anyone thought would. And this is an absolutely fantastic first year for Mark Pope. All props to him. He's done a great job. He honestly seems like a great guy. It's weird. I can't hate I hate Kentucky with more than with every fiber in my being, but I don't hate Mark Pope.
Yeah,
He's a really good guy. I can't, but I just want to see him shake Rick Barnes' hand as a loser so bad. And
I love you,
yeah,
but you're a loser.
It's just this is great. Like honestly, I'm not even if I'm a Kentucky fan, I'm not even gonna be that like I said initially on Twitter the losing fan base will feel like they're hit by a freight train, and I think to a certain extent Kentucky fans will really be down for a little while, but also maybe like a week later they'll be able to sit back and say, "Oh man, that was a great year one. That was a great year one of the Mark Pope era."
Be down. Especially if Arkansas takes care of Texas Tech, they'll be real down.
That's actually the one thing that might could change the situation.
Down.
If Arkansas is in the Final Four, could you imagine what they're feeling like if they lose against us? And
you know how much
and we're in Tennessee and Arkansas are in the Final Four.
You know how much I would just give to be a fly on the wall and like the biggest Arkansas fan. I mean, Kentucky fans household fly on the wall. Watch Arkansas win and you lose to Tennessee in the same season in the tournament, and watch your former coach advance to the Elite Eight and you're knocked out. You say that they're going to be okay with getting knocked out in the Sweet 16 with Mark Pope's first year. They will not be okay, especially if John Calipari, the coach that they pushed out of there, which it was time. I'll admit it was time for that man to move on. But man, it will make their skin boil, their blood boil. Every bit of their body will start they'll be so furious. And I'm here for it because I'm ready to jump into everyone's mentions. Every one of them. I'm ready. And the words of SpongeBob, I'm ready. So with that being said, let's go to Michigan versus Auburn. What you got on that one, Austin?
I got Auburn. I think Michigan's a similar matchup to Creighton, and they got a big. They got a big, and I think Michigan's playing a little bit of house money right now. I think they've kind of been a little fortunate. I mean, real fortunate actually. If you look at the last month of their season, and I think it's kind of where the gas goes out because I think Auburn. This game's going to be in Atlanta, and it's just going to be like 90% Auburn fans. And that place can be rocking. I think Auburn kind of runs all over them, to be honest.
All right. Well, I said it earlier. I think Michigan takes down Auburn. I think it's a matchup problem. Michigan is a big team, a lot of big bodies. I think there's going to I can't think of the guy's name for Michigan.
Golden,
the big guy.
Danny Wolf.
Yeah, they got two. They got
two.
They got two of them. They got two of them. And I think they're going to take turns on Broom. I don't know, man. I think it's a matchup problem. Listen, Broom is the best player in the country right now. But I think Michigan can give Broom fits. I really do at the rim. I think they can give him fits. And when Auburn needs a big play, they always go down to Broom down low. I got Michigan, man. I got Michigan. I think that's a matchup nightmare for Auburn.
I wonder like it's going to be that way for about like the 15 minutes of game time. Then Auburn's going to get a steal and dunk it and then just go on like a 12-0 run and it just be a Auburn route from then on.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Well, you got
that's
Auburn.
my feel.
I got Michigan. We'll see who's
We'll see.
we'll see. We'll see who's right. All right, Purdue and Houston. Last one. The 10:09 time slot on Friday, March 28th. Purdue Houston. Who you got?
Man, I didn't feel like Purdue was good enough to get to this stage, but they've played some great basketball. I got to be honest. Um, Dang, this is actually a really tough one to call because I think these teams are very like they're not polar opposites, but they're pretty different. Like
Scores versus
Houston,
defense.
I'll say Houston plays some good offense. You got to watch it
Who's
now.
can score?
They,
Who's can
this
score?
is this is the best offense they've ever had under Kelvin Sampson. This is the top, I think 10 offense. Um, but they're very different in terms of, Purdue likes to make it a half court game. And, I mean, not that Houston doesn't, but they're built around, uh, slower guys and, one really big guy usually, or multiple big guys. And, Houston's more of a athletic. They want to get up and down the court. I honestly have a tough time calling this game. I kind of feel like it's a coin flip, but I'm gonna go Houston just because I think they're the better team throughout how they played all year.
I said Tennessee's going to beat Kentucky. What would an Elite Eight be without Tennessee versus Purdue? I'm going Purdue. We're going to be matched up with Purdue again. It's going to happen. The basketball committee makes it their goal, their mission to make Tennessee and Purdue in the same bracket, to troll everyone. Tennessee meets Purdue in the Elite Eight. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
You know what's crazy? Like, yes, Kentucky sending us home would be the worst thing, but somewhere close behind that would be producing us, sending us home. So,
Yep.
but if we win, those would be my chosen opponents.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, there is no one in the conference that we hate more than. I mean, I know I said about Bama earlier, but really, there's no one in the conference we hate more than Kentucky basketball. There's no one outside the conference we hate more than Purdue. So, yeah, gotta slay those demons. You gotta slay those demons to get to the first Final Four in UT basketball history. And please, Lord Almighty, let it happen. I just really, really need this.
I agree. Well, those are our picks for this week, Austin. Any final words? Any last words for this Thursday and Friday Sweet 16 matchups? Any last words? Any words to Kentucky fans that might go viral on their web pages? Any words?
Y'all can just go to hell.
That was my words. You stole my words.
I
You stole my words.
go back to your freaking steel rafters or steel bleachers. Back to your man, just beat them, please. God, just beat them. I don't want to say nothing. I just want to win. Can we just win? Can we just I just want this to be Friday and up, like 15 with 5 minutes to go. That's where I want to be right now. I just want to see it. I just want to see it so bad.
Yep.
And make them eat their words that they said about Chaz Lanier, how they didn't need him, blah blah blah. Even though they offered him twice as much as we did, but he still chose us so he could rep his home state. And
I hope Chaz goes off for 30.
oh my God, that would be freaking unreal.
It's possible. He's done it close to it several times. So
yeah, 29.
29.
Yeah, man, this is just we can't have any like big droughts. I feel like I don't want to trade. I just want to get him down and keep him down because I think we're capable of doing that. I think we're capable of leading that game wire to wire. I mean, you just gotta win. That's all that matters, really. Because we kind of started slow against UCLA, but then we hit our stride. And I have heard Tennessee's been working on a new game plan for Kentucky for a while now, just in case we saw them again. And I think we're going to beat the hell out of them. If you really put a gun to my head, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I think we're going to beat the hell out of them.
You like a lot of guns to your head on these podcasts.
Yeah.
If you put a gun in my head.
Well,
all right.
If we lose to Kentucky,
put a gun in my mouth.
I want to. We'll see. We'll see. No, I pray we don't see. Just don't make me live up to nothing. Just Tennessee go out and win.
Well, all right, man. It's been a fun podcast. We broke it all down. We both have Tennessee moving on to the Elite Eight. We both feel kind of calm about it. Even though there's a little nervousness on the horizon, I still feel pretty calm.
What are you talking about? I already got my national championship tattoo made.
Put it on your leg, That's sort of a popular spot.
Put it on my face.
Put it on your butt.
No one can see it. I want it on my face.
Exactly.
I want
I've got one on my butt. No one's ever seen it. But
national champions 2025.
with a tear coming down your cheek.
Tear, and the tear is like
No, you've been in jail.
It's Rick Barnes going.
You've been in jail. Well, my friends, great podcast, Austin. Upload it, share it, like it, whatever. You don't have to do any of those things. We're not forcing you. That's annoying to me. Anytime a podcast comes there, like, share, blah, blah, blah. If you like it?
No,
like
no,
it,
I don't. No. Rainey is lying. You have to do this. We will come to your house. We'll break down your door. We'll steal some valuables. We'll eat all your toast. We'll make all your toast. We'll take a full loaf of bread, make it all in your toaster, and turn on your faucets. We'll take a piss on your floor.
Yes, all those things. We'll especially turn on your faucets. We
will make all your toast and put it back in the bag, and you'll think it's bread, but it's toasted bread, you idiot.
Yes, and we'll turn on all your faucets to clog them up. In retrospect, we love the Wet Bandits from Home Alone. So, anyway, good night. Go Vols. God bless. Rest in peace. The Wet Bandits who got arrested in the 1993 film Home Alone.
So they became the Sticky Bandits.
Peace out. We'll do it again. Sooner than later. Because the tournament Thursday and Friday. Could be a Saturday? Not sure.
It will be we play Friday, possibly play Sunday.
We'll do it again. Peace out, my friends. Good night. God bless.